What jumped out when you're watching the Jaguars and Browns game? What really stood out to you? What kind of grabbed your attention?
Yeah, I mean, there are three guys that stood out. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, game high, 8 tackles, 3 for loss. He had a sack. Just the speed, and we knew that's what the Browns loved for him coming out of Notre Dame. We saw it on the blitz up the middle, and he got the sack. And we've seen that a lot in training camp. Now, he got a late start to training camp because he was on the COVID list. But since he's come back, that's been what stood out to me the most about JOK is that Joe Woods has blitzed him a bunch. And I don't know if we saw a bunch of linebackers blitz that much last year. Nothing really jumps out at me. So I think that's a new wrinkle in the defense. Donovan Peoples-Jones, he's had a great start to training camp. I think that just carried over against the Jaguars. He looked good. He made the one-handed catch for a first down. And then Demetric Felton, that 6th-round pick out of UCLA, he started his career at UCLA as a receiver, transitioned to running back, got drafted as a running back, but the Browns were going to cross-train him. And he only played receiver Saturday night. He returned kicks and played on special teams, but he didn't have any snaps at running back. And I think the Browns are going to use him both ways, but he just looked really comfortable in that slot. And I don't know if there's going to be any snaps for him during the regular season because, I said there's a bunch of running backs and receivers, but he can play in this league, and I think he continued to prove that Saturday.
It's kind of interesting. 2 of the guys that you mentioned are late-round picks, one from last year, one from this year. So that says something about, the talent that Andrew Berry's uncovering. The thing that really stood out to me is it just looked like a well-coached football team. You didn't see a lot of missed tackles. There wasn't a lot. There's always going to be penalties, but it wasn't like, oh, geez, they're offside again, or another false start. It looked well coached.
Yeah, there's no doubt. That was a big picture takeaway, David. And, even getting the plays into the huddle, right? How many times have we seen Browns in the regular season have to waste timeouts because they couldn't get the play in time and couldn't get it communicated? And that just wasn't an issue Saturday. And you had a bunch of backups play. And we're talking deep down the depth chart. And for those guys to know what they were doing, obviously be comfortable enough in the plays and the game plan to execute it, I think that does speak well to the coaching. And it's not just Kevin Stefanski, it's the whole coaching staff.